Coming off a monumental Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, we witnessed the WWE Championship defended in a rather bizarre matchup. Plus, we see American Alpha in action, the continuation of the women's rivalry. All this, plus an intriguing matchup featuring James Ellsworth. All this and more in this week's edition of the SmackDown Rebound. Hello everybody, my name is Conor, aka OKayFabe, your official SmackDown video correspondent for OneWrestling.com, and of course, One Wrestling's Videos YouTube channel. And welcome back, guys and gals, to another fantastic edition of the SmackDown Rebound, of course, right here on the One Wrestling Video YouTube channel. Make sure you guys, if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button if you guys want to see all the amazing content we provide for you right here at One Wrestling and OneWrestling.com. Make sure you give this video a huge thumbs up, because we know you guys love the SmackDown Rebound every single week, and boy, this week was just, man, this one was a very good one. Obviously, the SmackDown had a lot of ups, and I don't think even any downs. It was just a really good SmackDown, but we're going to break into that. But don't forget, guys, we always like to hear what you guys have to say. So make sure you leave your thoughts on this week's SmackDown down in the comment section, and hit us up on all the various social media, including yours truly, Conor, aka OKayFabe. You guys could probably get the idea, because, you know, there's a gigantic green sign behind me. Kind of a little bit of spoiler. Sorry. Follow me on Twitter at OKayFabe, and check out my own YouTube channel, youtube.com/OKayFabe, where I do more weekly shows and videos daily. Also, make sure you check out all the entire OneWrestling.com family social media, including Big Ray, of course, everyone over at the Big Slam Nation, and of course, the legendary, the iconic Mr. Bill Apter. Make sure you follow him over at Apter One Wrestling. Also, me and Big Ray, we did a review of the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, so make sure you go check that out as well, too. Also over at One Wrestling Video. Man, I'm emotionally spent, like, in a good way. Like, just what a roller coaster this SmackDown was. It was fantastic. The main event was just absolutely phenomenal, no pun intended, and we're going to get all into the detail of that, but of course, SmackDown this week kicked off with the new WWE Champion, the Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt. A massive ovation for the leader and the patriarch of the Wyatt family, saying that he knew this day would come. He knew this was only a matter of time. This is now the era of Wyatt. But before the era of Wyatt can officially kick off, John Cena, of course, interrupts, saying that he gives credit where credit's due, but he wants his match against Bray Wyatt tonight, right here, right now, for the WWE Championship. It was announced yesterday that they were going to have a title rematch one-on-one tonight on SmackDown, but of course, Mr. Juan Cena wants it immediately at the beginning of the show. But that doesn't even happen, because he's interrupted by the phenomenal AJ Styles, who said, hey, I never got my one-on-one rematch for the championship either, so I think I should get mine before you do, John, because, you know, there's no line cutting here. Get back first before I get my title shot first. And oh mon contraire, I don't even know how they said it. Oh mon contraire, I think I screwed that whole phrasing up. Instead, Daniel Bryan comes out and says, well, AJ has a point, but Cena has a point, and we guaranteed a title match, so let's make it a triple threat. Oh, triple threat matchup is the main event now. AJ Styles versus John Cena versus Bray Wyatt for the WWE title. It's going to be good stuff. Anyway, we kick off the first matchup of SmackDown this week as American Alpha take on the Ascension in a non-title tag team match. American Alpha with an impressive win over Ascension. Ascension looking absolutely very strong in this matchup. Although I have to admit, I'm not a big fan of this particular outcome. Personally, I thought, like, as you guys can go back and watch the Elimination Chamber review, I felt like Ascension really should have won the Elimination Chamber, should have won the Tag Team Turmoil match at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Seemed like everything was perfectly set up, the Usos attacking American Alpha afterwards, Ascension being the last team in, even getting that huge win last week on SmackDown. I thought for sure Ascension was going to be the one to walk out as champion. Now, on top of that, they have a non-title singles, tag team matchup, you could say, a normal regular tag team match, and once again, the Ascension lose. And it just stinks because I personally wish they would take more time to develop the Ascension. There's a lot of great tag teams in the SmackDown tag team division. I think that they could really utilize and create some great matches. This one being one of them. I actually really enjoyed American Alpha versus Ascension in a tag team match. But unfortunately, we did not see Ascension get the win over American Alpha, but instead got to see the Usos apparently going out to make a challenge for American Alpha. Okay. I can actually understand that. Remember, Usos and American Alpha do have some history before they won the tag team titles. Usos taking out American Alpha in the original tournament to crown the first ever SmackDown Tag Team Champions. So I can kind of get behind this a little bit. So I'm curious to see where things go, but I'm more curious to hear your guys' thoughts. Again, let us know down in the comment section. Now, backstage, we see Dean Ambrose looking high and low for Baron Corbin after what took place at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Unfortunately, he runs into James Ellsworth. Yay! Of course, there's some back and forth banter where James Ellsworth is, well, trying to defend himself with Carmella at his side, but unfortunately, he just pisses off Dean Ambrose way too much. Daniel Bryan says, you know what, Dean Ambrose, you should take out your aggression on someone. Someone should be James Ellsworth. Have a good night. See ya. Daniel Bryan, best general manager ever. Sort of. Anyway, James Ellsworth is inside the ring, ready for the matchup, but unfortunately, it never happens. Instead of seeing Dean Ambrose walk to the ring for his match, we instead see Baron Corbin dragging out an injured Dean Ambrose. They continue to brawl on the stage until Corbin hits the deep six onto Ambrose, onto some staging equipment, blowing it up right outside the stage. Ooh. This is getting good. I kind of figured that we were going to see most likely Baron Corbin versus Dean Ambrose as the next major rivalry, considering what happened at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. And of course, even Corbin admitted this in an interview after the attack. He mentioned that, hey, whose fault is it that I'm not WWE Champion? Dean Ambrose. So what am I going to do? I'm going to take out Dean Ambrose. Enough said. I can't wait to see where these two go. I think they have very similar styles. And again, I've been mentioning this to you guys numerous weeks here on the show, that I think that Baron Corbin's really starting to become one of his own. And if you throw in another match with Dean Ambrose, especially for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania, it's just going to be all that sweeter. Cannot wait to see where this goes. Backstage, we see Daniel Bryan trying to make amends with Nikki Bella after what happened between her and Natalya at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, where they just kept brawling through the backstage area. As he's about to try to calm everything down, Natalya comes in, they start bickering, and then they start fighting again. Oh, you just can't keep these two women apart. But Bryan says finally this is going to come to an end. Next week, one-on-one, it's going to be Natalya versus Nikki Bella. This time it will be Falls Count Anywhere. Kind of figured this is where they were going to go with this particular one. I have no complaints whatsoever. I thought their match at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view was a pretty solid one, if not the best women's match of the entire evening. So putting a Falls Count Anywhere stipulation, it's just going to make things that more intriguing and that more creative as we head next week into SmackDown. We did see Dolph Ziggler in a brief interview talking about how he is sick of the new era and this new generation. He's making examples out of Kalisto and Apollo Crews, and this is only his first stop. He is not even close to being done, and he will show that he's the ultimate show-off. So really not sure where they're going to go creatively with Dolph Ziggler, but I'm really curious. I wonder if the thing with him and Crews is completely over yet. I mean, even though we saw Apollo Crews injured with his ankle, it's going to be interesting to see exactly what direction they go with this. I'm loving the new Ziggler. And really want to know who his next major opponent will be. Next up, we had Becky Lynch against Mickie James. I honestly thought this matchup was overall better than their match that they had the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Mind you, it was a shorter match, but it did kind of help tell the story a little bit more. They obviously mentioned that Becky Lynch got the victory over Mickie James at the pay-per-view, but this time Mickie getting the win here as she pretended to have a separated shoulder, allowing to blindside Becky Lynch with a sick kick and get the pinfall victory. Now they're tied one apiece, and what I really liked too was even the referee seemed to be a little upset that Mickie James seemed to kind of do a fake injury in order to get the win. So I'm loving this. I can't wait to see the rubber match between Becky and Mickie one more time, probably in a few weeks over on SmackDown Live. Speaking of women, we saw Naomi coming out to the ring and basically kind of doing an interview with Renee Young about her recent win as the new SmackDown Women's Champion for the brand. Turns out, apparently, she was injured. I did not know that. That really stinks. Ugh. As Naomi was mentioning that she didn't feel the nagging injury until she got home later on, or back to her hotel room later on, and she went on to say that she doesn't care if she's injured or not, she's going to keep being a fighting champion. Of course, Alexa Bliss comes out and basically runs her mouth as well, too, saying that she knows that Naomi is now starting to understand that she can't handle being champion. She can't handle being just like Alexa Bliss. Can't we all? But then she also gives her an ultimatum. She says, guess what? I'm going to give you a week. You have a week to either forfeit that championship and surrender to me, or I'm going to snatch it from you and snatch your dignity and take away the championship by beating you down. So apparently we're going to either have a championship surrender or a SmackDown Women's Championship match next week between Alexa Bliss and Naomi. Man, the women are dominating lately. I mean, SmackDown's going to have not one but two epic women's matches. Win-win for me. Speaking of win, the main event, the WWE Championship defended in a triple threat match, Bray Wyatt, AJ Styles, and John Cena. First and foremost, before the match even happened, Bray Wyatt, the last one coming out to the ring as he blows out the lantern to get ready for his matchup. Luke Harper shows up, completely surprising everyone and blindsiding and just attacking and even giving a beautiful sidekick to Bray Wyatt, presumably taking him out before the match. I don't know what to say about this match, but this matchup was absolutely fan-freaking-tastic. I could even argue to say that this matchup might even been better than what we saw inside the Elimination Chamber this past Sunday at the pay-per-view. I mean, it was right up there in terms of just the action, the near falls, the great spots. AJ was doing crazy phenomenal for him. Cena with the test of strength. Wyatt just coming in. Wyatt's speed blew me away in some of the spots of this one. It's not that I'm saying I didn't think he was ever fast, but it really reminded me of the athleticism that Bray Wyatt had. Just absolutely astounding. AJ doing top, sidebar dives off of the barricade through Bray Wyatt, through an announce table. Near fall after near fall after near fall, just the emotion, the energy, the raw excitement. I honestly thought for a while we might see John Cena break Ric Flair's record, become a 17-time WWE champion. But lo and behold, Bray Wyatt coming out on top, getting a pinfall after his sister Abigail, I believe on John Cena, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that one, to retain the WWE Championship. I'm very glad and happy this is the way this match went out because first and foremost, Bray Wyatt, obviously a new champion, new to the championship scene. I was a little worried that with triple threat matches, again, because triple threat matches are no disqualification, and what we saw with the shenanigans with Luke Harper at the beginning, I was a little worried that we might see some sort of shady business, if you will, from maybe some other members of the SmackDown roster. But lo and behold, Wyatt getting the victory with no outside interference, no help, no nothing. Really, to me, was a big thing in cementing Bray Wyatt as the current WWE champion. After the matchup, the Royal Rumble winner, current Wyatt family member Randy Orton coming out and having an epic stare down between him and Bray Wyatt. Now, I thought we were going to see Bray Wyatt get dropped with an RKO. I thought this was going to be months of pent-up frustration, months of just build and anger and animosity, and nothing. Instead, instead Randy Orton says, I know I'm the Royal Rumble winner and I have all the victories that go with it, but I refuse to face you at WrestleMania for the championship. I am the student, you are the master, and bows at Bray Wyatt's feet. Bray says he now has the keys to the kingdom, and the two pose together to close the show. Whoa. What an ending. I have to see what happens next. Presumably, in my opinion, and I've said this to you guys numerous times, the Bray Wyatt-Randy Orton story that's being told right now on WWE on SmackDown Live is arguably one of the best stories they have going right now, not just on SmackDown, but for the entire company. And they are playing this, the way everything is laying out is absolutely beautiful. They have not yet pulled any trigger. We don't know what's happening with the WrestleMania main event. Is it going to be Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton? Do they have to face? It's just surreal, and it's great. The triple threat matchup was so well done. I can't really put into words. When you see a good match, it's really hard to kind of describe it, but just the emotion, they gave it plenty of time to breathe, great spots, everyone looked fantastic, no outside interference, which was a big concern of mine. Again, no disqualification in triple threat matches, and just thoroughly enjoyed this. If you realistically look at tonight's SmackDown, we only had 3 matches. We had American Alpha versus The Ascension. We had Becky Lynch versus Mickie James in the triple threat. Of course, we were supposed to get Ellsworth versus Ambrose, but that never happened. But obviously, this is a transition. We are officially on the road to WrestleMania now. There are no more pay-per-views between now and WrestleMania, for SmackDown anyway. And it's going to be interesting to see exactly where things go and how things play out. Specifically, for what I'm more interested in is we didn't see or hear from Miz, and of course John Cena and AJ Styles roles are really curious as far as the top tier talent, where things go for that. So I think the seeds have been planted for some major rivalries, and then the SmackDown really I thoroughly enjoyed it from top to bottom. Honestly, there was a lot of great action, a lot of surprises, great storytelling, and a lot of build heading into WrestleMania. So I really enjoyed the SmackDown, but I want to hear what you guys had to say. What did you guys think of this week's SmackDown? What did you think of the triple threat match? Was it one of your favorite matches in recent memory? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Why and why not? And more importantly, what did you think of the ending? Randy Orton refusing to face Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania. How long do you think this is going to go for? I want to hear your thoughts again. Let me know what you guys have to say. Leave them in the comment section. Hit us up on all the various social media, including myself, Twitter at OKayFabe. Check out the entire OneWrestling.com family's various social media, including myself, Big Ray, everyone over at the Big Slam Nation, of course, the legendary, the iconic Mr. Bill Apter. Make sure you follow us all on the social media. All the links are down in the description box below. While you're down there, hit that subscribe button so you can get all the amazing content from us here at One Wrestling and OneWrestling.com. And make sure you guys give the thumbs up button. Make sure you do so. And of course, check out my YouTube channel as well too. Again, link in the description. Thank you guys again for watching. Appreciate love and support. Next week's SmackDown is gonna be a doozy. Falls Count Anywhere, Nikki versus Natalya. We've got presumably another SmackDown Women's Championship match and the fallout from this Wyatt family scenario. What the hell is gonna happen? I can't wait to see it. Hope you guys too. Thank you guys again for watching. Appreciate the love and support. And to quote the legendary, the iconic Mr. Bill Apter, we will see you at the matches.